Hello everyone, Easy22X here. By now, you have seen a ton of YouTube videos about the Dynamax Adventures. But here a quick summary, just like, if you don't want to go through 10 minutes, 20 minutes worth of I'm just going to summarize a couple things that you should know before joining a Dynamax Adventure. First of all, Nintendo did put this, unlike doing dance in the Crown of Tundra, Dynamax Adventures are different. You will have to have the Crown Tundra DLC to actually be able to participate in these Max Adventures. First of all, you won't be able to find them in the webcom. What you have to do is once you get to Crown of Tundra, you're actually going to be going to the Crown of Tundra over here in the Slippery Slope, where it will be a max lake. If you do have the DLC, it's actually the first place you go. Once you go inside, this is where things look like. First of all, you will be talking to this lady. You will not necessarily always know what legendary will be, but every single Pokemon inside this Dynamax adventure will be 100% catch rate. You're a person that likes Luxury Balls, 100% just catch them on Luxury Balls. Every single Pokemon within here has a chance of being shiny. You, however, will not know if it's shiny until the very end of the adventure. How do you join other people's Dynamax Adventures? It is actually pretty simple. You actually talk to the lady. You say, yes, please. It will always make you safe, by the way. And what you're going to be doing is add code. And you're going to be putting whatever code your partner who is hosting it then, or if you yourself want to be hosting it, just put the code. And if they match it, there has been issues, however, where you will have to restart the game or restart your internet just to make sure it works, because it is still kind of glitchy. But if you ever want to join a Dynamax Adventure with your friends, that's how you will do it. Another thing to know is that when you participate in these Dynamax Adventures, you actually do not have to catch the Pokemons, because you can only catch one legendary. The goal is actually to defeat all the potential Pokemons as you wait all the way to that legendary. You will not be able to check if the legendary is shiny until you catch it, and at the very end you get to select it. That is why it's very important to be catching all the Pokemons along the way. If the Pokemon is not shiny, you do not have to you actually return it back to the NPCs, and then it will be safe. You can have up to max of 3 Pokemon safe here, and this will guarantee that I will have Kyurem, Grounded, and Tapu Bulu as my options when I want to run it. So here is I want to be working on Ground Down, right? So I have to make sure to be on the internet first. I will be in the internet in my other screen too. Yes, please. And just to show you why you do need to be in the max layer, we're going to be doing Ground Down. I will save my adventure. Both of them are friend. You will see that you never will see a max adventure here. It will tell you though that you actually have participated in one. So my code here is going to be 12120000. That's in communications. I don't see anything here. I see double battles. I see normal raids, but we do not actually see the adventure. Instead, what we're gonna be doing is just please here. We'll be saving, and we're gonna place plus. We're gonna do 1212000. Okay. And we actually do click invite others. And there we go. So both of us are in the same instance, and this is how you join a max raid battle. Other tips will be provided in just a little bit, so just stay tuned. Alright, so we have made it into end. And then you actually have the option to start exploring. If you do not find 2 more people, which by the way is highly recommended that you do this with friends or actually invite others, because the NPCs are not your best. There's actually strategies to the Dynamax adventure on how to complete it. But for the sake of this example, we're not going to go through all of it. We're just going to go through a minute, and then we will be starting to explore. So start exploring. It will give us 2 NPCs. The really cool thing about Dynamax Adventures here is that you actually get to choose a team of rentals. You actually don't bring your own Pokemons. And you do it in the order of how you join. So Izzy is actually going to be first. We're going to have an option between Grapploct, Magmar, or Luxray. So we're actually going to go for Magmar. Then when you take a Pokemon, it actually gives you an option of adding another one. And you have more options of choosing what Pokemon to go. So I chose Magmar, which is in hindsight pretty bad against Groudon. But we are going to do Grapploct after because we would like to have a water Pokemon. Now, no and Willen are our NPCs. And thankfully, they actually did choose the pretty decent Pokemons. As you go through this Dynamax adventure, you're going to get actually a road. So, at that very end, that is when the Groudon will come. You will actually get to choose which path. You choose dark or poison. And actually, if you zoom in a little bit, you can actually see the shadow of the Pokemon. You do have only 10 seconds to choose, but you have Bisharp or Poison, and then you actually can see the other paths that will go on along the way. There are NPCs, and then there's berries. If you don't choose it, it will randomly choose it. And there's 4 hearts on the side. What those 4 hearts are, it means how many lives you are. If you actually end up KOing at any point on this whole battle, you will actually be eliminated. So let's skip through a little bit through this. We ended up with a poison. That means we're going to be going on the left side of things. So I'm going to be speeding through the battle really quickly. Just to prove that we actually do have any, like 100% catch rate. We're probably going to use a Beast Ball. Do keep in mind though, that you will be losing, actually, let's see. Wow, I actually don't have. Let's do Premier Ball. Premier Ball has a lower. Do keep in mind though, after using this, you actually do lose the actual Pokeball. So try not to use your Beast Balls for anything but the actual legendaries. And even then, you're risking losing that Beast Ball potentially if you end up keeping the save, right? Just keep that in mind though. Doing this is also pretty good because it will give you Dynamax Aurats. But anyway, after the battle, you are allowed to choose, hey, do you want to keep this Pokemon up? Or do you want to swap? Obviously, you can only swap the Pokemon if you actually caught it. And it, once again, is very important, the order of things. For example, I want to swap it because why not? So I'm going to choose to say, let me swap it. And then the other Noah also apparently wanted to. But because I am first, I get to swap it. So now I have a Weezing. But as you can see in the path, we got grass or normal. We actually can go all the way to Psychic too if we wanted to. Water actually will having the better path to choose. Then you get the white doctors over there and the little people over there, and berries are actually really important. They actually will provide you with really cool tools, including potentially swapping to a character, like a Pokemon. You will not know what Pokemon. And then in this case, when we get this other NPC, we actually, each of us get different items. For example, I get the Quick Claw, Weakness Policy, Bloomberry, Citrus Psychic Seed. Meanwhile, my other character actually ended up getting Bright Powder, Mystic Seed, Crazy Seed, Leopard Berry, and Weakness Policy. So some items do overlap, while others not necessarily. Once again, there is a very time limit, and we didn't choose what path we're going. We're just gonna go for whatever, just for the sake of this video. But as you saw, it's actually pretty impressive, right? That you go on that. And then there's obviously berries that will heal you, and then other Pokemons like that. For the full list, Sari has already put the list of rental teams and potential Pokemons. But as you go through, you wanna choose the best path possible. Whenever or not the path be like Pokemon typing, because you know what typing is at the end, or whenever or not you want to try going for something like not necessarily the best thing, but something as simple as just, hey, I know this Pokemon has this attack, let's go for this one. And stuff like that will be huge at the end because you never know what Pokemon to expect. One thing I didn't mention at the beginning of the video, it's really important that you actually beat the legendary. If you do not beat the legendary, you will not be able to retry it again, and you will be back to trying to find the legendary once again on you. Depending on the team, the Dynamax will actually end up being killing pretty fast. For example, this one where we get so many poison types, we ended up actually being very successful and getting all this, which is pretty cool. Not that I need really one Grovy, because Groundon is also part fire. But yeah, that is pretty much the basics when you are going to here. Communication is very important. Obviously, it's a little harder if you're not playing on a Discord or you're not able to communicate. But I do know that a lot of Twitch streamers, including myself, we usually talk to it in the stream or invite people to Discord. I do like the ability to be doing this kind of dance because I personally think that they are both a little bit more challenging than normal raids. There's actually a little bit of a strategy. So, but yeah, that is the initial part. We'll comment a little bit outside of the raids, but pretty much usually you will do 3 battles before going all the way to the boss. And as you can see, there's berries over at the top right side, and those will heal your party, but we're pretty healed up right now. Alright, for the end of this video, there's one more thing I wanted to mention. When you finish the Dynamax Adventure, you get this currency called Dyna Ore. Dyna Ore is actually going to be huge. This is actually where you're going to be getting the ability patch, which allows your Pokemon with regular ability to have a hidden ability. So this is actually pretty huge. I don't believe that you can actually go from hidden to normal, which is very unfortunate. Obviously, if there's anyone that knows better, feel free to correct me, but as far as I know, it's only a one way to go. Another really cool thing is that if you talk to this lady over here, it actually will sometimes tell you, hey, I have the adventure. Do you want to go for it for 5 ores? This is how I sometimes get the ones when I want to, like, Tapu Lele or Mesprit in this case. So they are pretty useful. The lady in the back that we haven't talked, it doesn't do anything. But yeah, Peonia will give you an option of like, hey, I do have this. Do you want to? If you tell her no, then it will disappear. And then it does rotate up. I have done adventures and then move on and come back, and she actually has given me a different one. I so far have seen Tapu Bulu, Mewtwo, Articuno, and the birds like that. So if you wanted to spend some ores just to get a specific raid that you wanted to, she will be the lady of your choice. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's pretty short, it's pretty simple. If you guys have more questions, feel free to actually just leave a comment below and join it. Until next time, bye!